Hey, if you haven't heard what happened in Kenya yesterday, just stay with me. Thousands of young people were protesting peacefully in Nairobi and across the country. But instead of listening, the government pulled the plug on live TV coverage. Every major broadcaster was ordered off air. You couldn't watch what was happening. Why? Because the police were firing tear gas, water cannons, rubber bullets, and yes, live ammunition. 2 people are already confirmed dead, dozens in hospital. And it's not just the police. There were men on motorbikes, masked, attacking people. Some had machetes. They weren't stopped. In fact, some believe they were sent. The activist who shared today's protest route disappeared last night. Or was it the night before? And 20 young people from last year's protest still missing, still no answers. But here's what people don't know. While all this was going on, Kenya's parliament quietly approved 50 million shillings for a tool called Optimus 3.0. It's a social media surveillance system. It tracks your tweets, your reposts, even who you follow. It can link your online activity to your name, your SIM card, your location. Basically, if you say the wrong thing online, even from outside Kenya, they can find you. And they're already telling young people that speaking out could ruin their chances of travel, scholarships, or jobs. So ask yourself, what kind of country spends millions on spying on its youth instead of protecting them? This is bigger than Kenya. It's about silencing a generation. So don't scroll past this, share it, tag someone who needs to know. Because if it's happening here, it could happen where you are too. This is the Africa you're not shown. But I'm here to show you.
The people of this generation are very intelligent. But one thing I want you to know, we were played, and we were played big time. The reason why all of these protests first began, it is because of the 2024 finance bill, which we fought for with blood and tears. People were killed, people were maimed because of that finance bill. But as for now, Gen Zs and young people and all Kenyans, to be honest, we have been played, and what we were fighting for is now useless. It's anonymous whistleblower. And before I go even further, I want you to know that the government, through the parliament, through the finance bill of 2025, have secured, and this is stories roaming the town. These are rumors, or maybe these are words which are actually true, that the government has secured Optimus 3.0, which is a spying software which can access your mobile. It can access your activities in the social media space, whether it is on X, whether it is on Facebook, whether it is on TikTok, or any other social media platform you use. Now, when I'm saying this, just know there will be no privacy at all. Number one, when you speak something, either against the regime, or you are talking, a conversation with your friends, which is not even related to whatever is happening in this country, just know you will be listened to. Number two, when you post something on X, or maybe on Facebook, or maybe on TikTok, whether it is talking about the government or not, just know they will be listening to you. Just know this software can link your name to your phone, to your social media accounts, and whatever you do, to your camera, to everything and any data which is in your phone. Just know there will be no privacy whatsoever. And to make the matters worse, whatever you will be doing will be monitored closely by those people or the higher ups in the government. And it is very worrying, because this means there will be no freedom of speech. When you say something against the government, I'm telling you, you will be tracked down and you will be located wherever you are without a doubt, without even breaking a sweat. They will find you wherever you are. Now, why was I saying that all our efforts were futile? All what we did, all what we fought for in the 2024 finance bill is useless. This is because in the last 1 month, whatever is happening in this country was a diversion tactic, was all to divert our attention, just for us not to know what is going on. Number one, the finance bill, as we speak, has allocated 1.2 billion. No, it is 12 billion for the State House alone, and people have done their maths. Whatever the State House is allocated, imagine per day the State House will be using around 30 something million, whereas our children who are 10 million in number were located 3 billion the whole of this year, 24, 25, 26. Now, when you do the maths, you will find out every child was allocated 300 shillings for the whole year. Whether it is for eating or maybe it is for educational purposes, it doesn't matter right now as we speak, because everything that has been put in the finance bill, it is favoring the people in government, the executive, even the parliamentarians. They are all culprits of this thing that is happening now. Imagine when they have that Optimus 3.0 software, what will they do with it? It is very worrying. And now it is the time. It is our time to take the last stand. Yes, protests work because we may think we won, but I want to assure you, protests doesn't work how we feel or how we think. It is our time to change everything, to change every system, because which government for surely uses 150 million to purchase a spying software to spy on its own citizens? Can you understand me, my fellow Kenyans? I'm talking this with very painful, it is paining me. I'm crying for my country because the direction we are going, it is a bad direction. We are going from bad to worse. The situation is not good at all. We need to wake up, and it is the time we fight every corporation that works with the government. When I'm saying this, you have heard about Safaricom and what they do. The former deputy president linked Safaricom with abductions. When we give our money, or when we transact with Safaricom, that is how we give them power. We need to boycott everything associated with them, because first of all, I heard that the president has some shares in Safaricom. Now, any person affiliated with Safaricom, whether you like it or not, when someone powerful comes to them and they want information, I will tell you without a shadow of doubt, they will give any information about you. Wherever you are, they will give the location. Now, even to make the matters worse, it is not Safaricom that will be needed at most times. As for now, there is a bigger thing, a bigger evil that will come and will make Safaricom look like babies, because this Optimus 3.0 can do anything a hacker can do. There is no privacy whatsoever. You need to know that. And it is the time we boycott everything associated with these guys, because when you transact or you buy their products or you do anything to empower them, when you transact with them, you buy their things, you are giving them the power. Because one thing you need to know, money is power. And I will give you an example. There is this man, very rich man by the name of Elon Musk. What the people knew and what the people did made this man and the market to plummet, and his riches to go down, to dwindle. It is because they boycotted buying Tesla as a product. You need to know, when you boycott these people and what they have to offer us, their power will be gone. Because when we protest every time, we are the one who lose, because these people hire goons because they have the money, they vandalize and they steal things, then they say protests were not peaceful, as you had. Now it is our time we start a war which doesn't entail us walking in the streets. What we need is, if it's Ruto selling chickens, we don't eat his chickens. If it's Safaricom, we don't buy their lines, we don't buy airtime, we don't transact with M-Pesa. If it's anyone who is affiliated with them, like Baba, I know and I have heard that he is well off in the gas companies and gas production. We should boycott everything he has to sell to us. In that way, we will make their finances weaker. Thus, they will have no power over us. Because when we attack them financially and economically, that means they will come to us begging. And I will tell you this. I remember there was a time when Baba was in opposition. What did he use? He used economic warfare as a leverage. He told Kenyans to boycott Safaricom. He told Kenyans to boycott Brookside, because he was fighting one person, who is the former president Uhuru Kenyatta. And that is the way to go. But first, listen to this.
What most people fail to understand is that the world doesn't operate in the way we've been taught. We are manipulated and controlled in everything that we do. We have been made to believe that we live in a free world where governments and governance exists, where we live in democracy, where there are free markets. But most people fail to realize that the world is controlled by a very small handful of people. And today, as the world is burning and everything seems to be falling apart, people are protesting, believing that this is going to bring about change. But if we look throughout the whole of human history, when did protests ever change anything? Because yes, we can protest all we want and maybe one leader will be replaced by another. while people fail to realize that these leaders, those that govern our world, those that are at the head of governments, are not the true leaders of the world. We have to remember that the way in which the world is controlled, most importantly than anything else, is through money. A very small number of people actually own the majority shares within every single major corporation in the world. And so global organizations such as the World Bank, the IMF, the World Economic Forum are the ones who are actually dictating how governments should, the policies that governments should put in place. And those organizations that dictate what policies should be put in place are actually controlled by a cartel of private banking families that control all the money in the world. And so, as we all know, the only thing that makes this world go round is money. So rather than protesting, and especially when I look at the protests that are happening in the world today, especially when I look at the protests that are happening in Kenya, as this is where I am, people are putting their lives on the line and nothing is going to change, because we don't hold that power unless every single individual in the world comes up and decides that they are going to boycott the corporations that actually control us. This is when we make them suffer, because if you take away their money, you take away their control. So rather than protesting and standing in the streets and being angry and saying that you're not happy with what's going on, hit them where it really hurts. If we were all to stop buying from multinational corporations, if we in Kenya were to stop buying from companies that are actually aiding the governments, like Safaricom, for example, or companies that are majority owned by people who are in positions of government, then they would have to listen to what we have to say. But if we protest when we are protesting against people who have guns and we have nothing but our rage, then nothing will change. We talk about revolution, but revolution isn't fighting in the streets. Revolution is a revolution of the mind. It is time that we change our mindset. It is time that we start to understand that the way this world works is not the way we have been taught. From education to entertainment to religion, these are all systems of control. They manipulate us into believing things being in a certain way. They manipulate the narrative, making us believe that we are less than. But where power truly lies is within our choices and within our actions. So rather than just going along as usual and thinking that our actions don't really have much effect, then this is where the world will never change. It's time that we realize that we need to be taking actions that align us in the direction that we want to go. And so supporting organizations and corporations that are secretly dictating us is not going to change anything. The revolution is mental, it is not physical.
This generation can do great things, but what we need to know, we need to change our strategy, because the protest we have gone and lives are lost each and every time. We need to do something more big, something drastic, something that will change the game forever, because these people just know that we will do this and they know every plan that we do. Now, it is the high time we change what we do, our tactics. We need to change everything so that we may ambush them, we may hurt them where it hurts most. Finances is the only thing that can bring a man down. Money is power, and when we remove the money from the equation, then these people will have no power whatsoever. These people, day in, day out, years come, years go, have used their power and their money and their influence over the poor masses of Kenya. Please, you need to share this message to as many people as possible so that we may know whatever we do, we must do it carefully. Because when we talk about the parliament, even if we talk, there are some good people in the parliament, but why did they tell us that there is something which will be used by the government to spy on us? Why do they allocate themselves more money and more, whatever they do it on their own interest? They don't think about Kenyans. Even if you say there are some MPs who are good and they do good things on the ground, but whatever they do is overshadowed by whatever they do in those chambers. Because how can an MP allocate themselves more money each year? When year comes in, year comes out, financial year, you find them allocating themselves more money for, allowances for cars, for houses, and yet you think that these people are for you. This is a system used to manipulate people, the masses, who never see. I'm very sad about wherever this country is going, because it is not good. It is not good, because they will use each and every possible way to make sure that you are in poverty, so that you may listen to them, you may see them as gods, you may see them as your saviors, because there is no option. It is illusion of choice. Who told you that Gachagua is more better than Ruto himself? Who told you? It is only that he is not in government. Now, who told you that Baba is not good as Gachagua or maybe Ruto? We see Ruto as an evil person because he is the one in power. But as we give any other person the chance to lead the country, you will realize the problems will still be the same. So we need to change everything from this system. We need young, energetic power. We need people who are not greedy. We need people who are not selfish and self-centered, like Raila, who has always been there, year in, year out, from since many people were born up to date. He's still in the political circles. And you ask yourself and you wonder, how are we not progressing as a country? It is because of things we see but we always ignore. It has been anonymous whistleblower. You know, sometimes I'm very pissed off with whatever is happening in our country. But you have to understand me. As I leave, I will just play you a little clip of Pastor T telling Gen Zs that this generation can either make it or can break it. So it is up to us. It is up to you. Share this message widely. Let people know. I always tell you, information is power. Now, it is our time to rise up, to change every system, to challenge everyone who is against what we believe, what is our vision. Because I know many young Kenyans who have a very good vision, a very big vision for this country. But as things are right now, we have a very big obstacle. It's my time. Thank you for listening. Cheers.
We, Generation Z, mimi msinipangie mabaya. Mimi niko side yenu. Hawa lazima tuwapende. Hawa wanaweza kutana mkutano waseme hii Kenya shida yetu ni wazee. Tuwaeke wote kwa malori, tuwaeke Lake Victoria. Tuanze fresh. I tell you, that's how these people think. Wazee hawa watu tusiwatreat vibaya. Wanaweza tuamulia. They have radical thinking. They are revolutionary. They are calling themselves the disruptors. They are trying to challenge the systems and how things have been done. They have already changed the hotel system. They don't go to hotels, they go to B&Bs. Today, if you are building a hotel, you are making a loss. B&Bs are the next in thing. They have changed the transport system. They don't buy cars, they hire. Because they don't think ownership, they think access. A Gen Z will look at a Gen X and ask, why should you work? Make 17 million, buy a V8. Yet you can work, make 10,000, hire a 17 million V8 and enjoy. If they are well mentored, they will take Kenya to the next level. If they are not mentored, my goodness, this generation can scatter everything we ever worked for.
Stand by in 3, 2, 1, go.